video, which will be played over and over, to say that I learned some stuff. This being Black History Month, it should be celebrated right. And I realized my videos getting mixed views. People were telling me some very awful things, and so others just didn't care. So I didn't understand what was going on. I thought I was educating. I mean, I am educating, but at the same time, those videos that you see are videos that, of course, I didn't make, but I use them as shorts because at the end of the day, I said to myself, this is me celebrating Black History Month. And I realized that I was doing it wrong. And I learned some things in the past that I ignored and just still chose to show these videos because at the end of the day, I wanted it to be known that I know that peace on earth is not going to happen. Black, white, whatever, Caucasian, Latino, whatever, we're all not going to get along how we should. And it makes no sense to just keep putting these videos out there, that nature. So, as far as doing my history and learning some stuff, at the end of the day, it's more or less just about getting views and really just trying to doing my best, not trying, because I say to try is to fail, doing my best to educate you as well as see the point of view. Not many people have been leaving comments, but the comments that have been left are just downright, okay, it's your opinion, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I realized that it's not so much about being misinformed, but a lot of it is the truth. A lot of it is the straight up truth. Racism will just never end. And I had too many experiences with racism as a child, as a kid, and a young man. I don't understand for the life of me why we just all can't get along. And I realize at the end of the day, it's so much that's out there that we just not gonna get along for whatever reason. This one's taller, this one's shorter, this one got muscles, this, you know. So I want to apologize to those who basically, are just out there commenting on my videos and not understanding. The truth is the truth. I am 50 years old, and it's always gonna be something. I don't hate white people. I don't hate Caucasians. I don't hate you. I just dislike the fact that the world is the way it is. And too many people have gone on to do some very terrible things. Like I said, the truth is the truth. But I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm going to do some more research. So basically, what this video is all about is me apologizing for how you feel. But at the end of the day, like I said, the truth is the truth. And the only thing that I'm just asking you to give your opinion in the right way. I mean, I don't have to be called names. I don't have to be told to shut up. I'm a grown man. I am 50 years old. I don't need no other man or woman telling me to shut up because they think I don't know what I know. The fact, what I ignored was basically, I ignored the fact that slavery basically began with black people. And I allowed my anger for racism to show these videos because it's not so much like a get back, but I mean, black people overall will never get along. We are at each other's throats, and this world is getting more sicker and crazier by the second and the minute. I learned that the African tribes, they didn't put up with any kind of mess. So what they did was they basically enslaved their own people, and they use them as servants and things of that nature, whatever. So when the Europeans circled the world and didn't care and were doing whatever they were doing, uh, ancestors, they said, take these guys. Because it's like, look at it like this. It's like going to a different neighborhood that you don't know nothing about, starting trouble, and you get beat up. You know, something happens to you. You're in the wrong hood or whatever. So I learned that, but there's more to it. So I just didn't understand for the life of me why, you know, it's these things happen. Racism will never go away. As a young man, I experienced it, like I said, one too many times. As far as dating outside of my race and things of that nature, I've always dated outside my race. I didn't care. Black, white, Latino, Chinese, you know, it is what it is. And I allowed myself to see what the world was all about, you know. And this one white girl, and I forget her name, uh, and her grandmother came in the room, and she knew that she had a problem with black people, and she says, "Your company needs to leave," and it hurt me to the core. It hurt me to the core, and I didn't understand because I figured, you know, okay, not all white people are like this until I just seen the world for what it is. Lately, we're all hating each other. We want to kill each other. There's school shootings. The black cop shows out for the white cop, and the white cop kills a black man. And you've seen too many stories, Mr. Zimmerman, if I'm saying that name correctly, you know, and how people just, you know, lie and justify their actions. I don't get how just the way it is. I mean, to me, it's just stupid. So her name is Dana. And I met Dana through an associate who introduced me to the brother. And that story is crazy. But one day I go to visit Dana, and her mother comes out the house, and she's screaming. The whole neighborhood can hear it. I'm embarrassed. And she says, "Don't you ever come around here. I don't want to see you talking to my daughter. Don't you ever come around here. You don't belong here." And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where's all this coming from? I'm a teenager at the time, 15, 16, 14, somewhere around there. I was very young. So it hurt me because I believe in love. I don't discredit black, white, whatever. When I see a black guy with a white girl, or a white girl with you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can't even get the words out of my mouth. I'm talking. It's, you know, it doesn't really like infuriate me because I believe in love. To see the white man with the black girl, the black man with the white girl, it is what it is. You know, far too long we have been hating each other for whatever reason. The have-nots. You got more money. You're an athlete. You're this, you're that. Your family's wealthy. You got designer clothes. But at the end of the day, basically what I'm getting at is that I learned to do my research now, which I've been doing my research, and um, I said to myself, next year, I'm just gonna celebrate Black History Month the way it's supposed to be, and not put these kind of videos out. Unfortunately, I have more because I preset them. So at this point, take it for what it is. The truth is the truth, and we all know. So with that said, I'm gonna let it be. If you watch the videos, you watch them. If you don't watch them, you don't watch them. If you don't, the only thing that I ask is that if you do comment on these videos, then your opinion is just that, or it being facts. And I've taken all that into consideration, believe it or not. I've listened to these comments, and some of them were really harsh. Like, I'm not about to go back and forth on the internet because I because I can, I'm not the internet thug. I'm not the Twitter thug. I'm not going to do that anymore. So, I mean, if you are watching this and you watched it to this point, the only thing I'm going to say to you is, as far as your opinion, I really don't care. I'm not going to hide how I feel. And these videos are pretty much how I feel. But when you start talking crazy, then it becomes a whole nother story. So, with that said, the only thing I can say to you is I do have much more content coming on the way, and I'm going to continue to put these videos out and comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Just make sure that we can keep these comments on the friendly, you know. Um, so with that said, I appreciate you if you've watched this up until this far in the video, and I just ask that you continue to watch, and not every video is going to be about what you've seen. So thank you. Uh, I would prefer if you watch the videos, hit that thumbs up. It's free to hit that thumbs up. Share the videos, and if you're really going to talk about something, let's talk about the truth. But at this point, I'm just thank you for listening to me, and God bless you. Thank you for still sticking around, and for those who interacted. And with that said, really just gonna be about my business.